A playing game on the girls' side. The Gordonsville Tigerettes getting set to take on the Red Boiling Springs Lady Bulldogs in a 7 single-A battle to open up district play across the Upper Cumberland. My name is Jacob Vincent, joined by Noah McKay for tonight's broadcast. And these two teams, they met a couple of times in district play, a couple of wins for the Red Boiling Springs Lady Bulldogs, which is why they're the 4 seed. Gordonsville, the 5 seed, coming into this 4-23 and 0-8 in district play. Noah, these two teams obviously got a couple of close battles throughout the season, 46-42 victory, 40-29 victory for Red Boiling Springs and 46-27 victory during the season for RBS. Gordonsville, very, very young, all sophomores, trying to figure some things out.
Yeah, and listen, this is a tournament sport, right? And this is where the real season begins. And an elimination game like this one is tonight, weird things happen. We've been doing this long enough, Jacob, to know conventional wisdom goes out the window, and there's not a big enough gap between these two teams in the regular season to really give us any insight into which way this thing will go. Weird things happen when the season's on the line, and for a young team like Gordonsville, that can bode well for you. You don't know what you don't know. Red Boiling Springs, though, they got a bunch of youth, a bunch of 8th graders on this team as well. These are two of the up-and-coming teams in the district, but they want to go on a little bit of a Cinderella run. That could start tonight.
Let's bring in the starting lineups for both sides. For the Tigerettes, 4-23, 0-8, head coach Jake Dillard. It'll be the sophomore number 3, Kaylee Underwood. Sophomore number 10, Mackenzie Herron. KK Roberts, Molly Story, and Ashlyn Naylor also get starts. All sophomores for this Tigerettes team. We'll get you the Lady Bulldogs starting lineups coming up after this possession. Gordonsville starts out with it first, an offense that's scoring 41 points per game. That'll be an early turnover, and RBS will have it going the other way. Here's the Lady Bulldogs roster starting out. Zoe McDuffie, an 8th grader, gets the start. Number 10 out there. Number 11, a senior, Bailey Massengill. Freshman, number 12, Cindy Massengill. A senior, number 25, Josie Green. And a junior, number 33, is Dee Polk. To get started here in Livingston, the 7 single-A tournament will be played at Livingston all tournament long. Today, Thursday, Friday, and then next Monday and Tuesday on the championship and consolation games. We'll have the boys game coming up after this one. 3 from the corner is off the mark, no good, and the Tigerettes will have it back again. Low-scoring affairs when they each met in the regular season. Both these teams on 3-game losing streaks right now. They both last won on February 3rd, so it's been a little bit since they won their last game. Good drive inside, but couldn't get the finish. Rebound tracked down by RBS into the hands of Massengill.
Yeah, Jacob, I'm in the gym. It's going to be a defensive battle. That's how it's gone all season long. I'm allergic to offense, so it doesn't really matter what game I'm calling, especially on the girls' side. We're going to have a defensive battle tonight. Feel real confident in that one.
They get it in the corner. We're already started here in the first quarter. 6:49 to play in this first quarter. Again, we'll have the boys' game coming up after between Clay County and Clark Range. Not as much defense in that game. I can tell you that much.
We'll see.
Maybe for Clay County. On the right wing, Dee Polk catches the basketball. RBS moving it around early on. Gordonsville, they kind of run this little spread-out zone. They try to slow you down defensively. It is a defense that allows 54 points per game, so they're going to give up some points. They're going to try to slow you down as much as they can.
It's an RBS offense that hasn't been particularly explosive. As you mentioned, a couple of defensive battles, 40-29. One of the wins for RBS is this three's up and money through.
It was Josie Green knocking it down, getting the scoring started for RBS.
Yeah, but in a game like that, all those possessions become a little bit more important because you have fewer and fewer opportunities to score. So every 3 that goes down looms large. It's a big one for the Lady Dogs.
Tigerettes fake on a 3, take it inside with the basketball in her hands is Molly Story, facing up and passes off. Here's Naylor with it. Give it back on the left wing now to Herron. Herron will penetrate, kick it back out. Story with it again. We'll skip it right side for Kaylee Underwood, who fakes the shot, drives it in. Been an all-district player the last couple of years. Played as an 8th grader, so she's playing for the last 3 seasons. On the right wing, Story will take the 3, and that one's money. Back-to-back triples, and we're tied up at 3 apiece.
That's a good job. Ball movement for Gordonsville, taking what the defense gives you. You get an open look, and you capitalize on it. And trading buckets early on, this one could be a good one.
Gordonsville defense allowing 54 a game. RBS only allowing 47 a game. There's a good steal inside. Got it inside. Now Underwood will take it ahead. Underwood across the timeline on the right wing, trying to take it right baseline. We'll pull it back out. To the top of the key it goes. Story just hit that 3, hands it off to Underwood again. Underwood penetrates, had it knocked free, picked it back up, and now a foul is called on RBS.
Yeah, I think this is what RBS wants. They want it, or what Gordonsville wants, rather. They want it to be a little ugly, a little slow pace to the game, and give themselves a chance to make a bucket at the end to pull off an upset. So a good start for them. Red Boiling Springs, they're not blowing out many teams right now, so they know this is the kind of game script they're going to be in. But in the playoffs, that can be a little bit worrying.
Another foul inside again.
By the way, live in a few places, Jacob. We're live on the Facebook page, of course, YouTube channel, and live on the NFHS network. We'll be here the entire tournament here in Livingston between those different sources, and rising tide lifts all boats. So we're going to have some fun in this postseason.
Matt Farrell taking a jab at you, saying he wants you to stay away from their games. He wants some offense.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Coach, but if I walk into the gym, just get ready to coach some defense.
They have been low-scoring. Hey, you weren't there for Upperman CC on Saturday. That one was a low-scoring affair that you weren't there for. So
fill in between the blanks. I do a lot. Upperman's a very good defensive team on the girls' side.
Underwood misfires. RBS finally going the other way. Massengill did pick up 2 fouls there for RBS, so that'll be something to watch out for. Sydney Massengill, that is. Near top of the key, it goes back to Sydney. Sydney on the right wing. Josie Green will now give to Bailey Massengill. Bailey's the senior. Sydney's the freshman. Around it comes the perimeter. RBS in a tie game right now. 4:14 to play here in the first. Massengill firing on the 3 and connecting from the left side. Sydney Massengill, the freshman, gets her first bucket of the night.
Yeah, and they play a little bit differently, but Sydney able to show off the range, and we got a 3-point shootout breaking out a little bit midway through the first.
Massengill coming up with a steal that time as well. Got it off into the hands of Green, and RBS will bring it ahead after the turnover. Here into the hands of McDuffie. Off to the right baseline, kick it back out top. Poke a 3-ball on the way. In and out and back, rimmed out, but Massengill able to track it down. Here's Polk again, top of the key. Around it goes. McDuffie will fire the 3. That one's good. Zoe McDuffie from outside, and now 3 triples in the first half for the Lady Bulldogs.
And they're doing a great job of moving that zone, Jacob. The first 3-pointer came. They got it down to the baseline, which drug every defender down that way, led to an open look at the top of the key. Then they get another one.
Underwood on the drive, missed it, back up, and couldn't get it to fall. Bounced out. Now the rebound down, still in the hands of Gordonsville. Got loose inside and finally getting some points on the board. Ashlyn Naylor inside, her first bucket.
Good job for Naylor to stick with that one. That's the ugly area down there. You got to fight for the basketball. She did and got to the spot.
Now on the right wing, RBS playing with a little bit of fire. That ball out of bounds, deflected last touch by Gordonsville. First sub of the game will come in here for Gordonsville. It'll be Emma Crawford, another sophomore. They have a ton of sophomores, 2 freshmen and 1 junior on the roster for the Tigerettes. So they're going to return pretty much everybody next year. RBS with it after the sub comes in. McDuffie just made it. Polk on the right side will drive it right baseline. She will be fouled by Crawford, who just checked into the game.
Yeah, just got in the way a little bit there, stuck the hip out, and easy call for the official to make. But all things considered, Red Bowling Springs, they've gotten those 3 3-pointers, but really nothing inside so far. Haven't even attempted to get in there. They've been shooting the 3s against this zone. See if that continues, because you live by the 3, you can also die by the 3.
Winner of this game will be taking on Pickett County coming up Thursday night at 6:30, the number 1 seed in 7 single A. RBS still moving it around. 9-5 start for the Lady Bulldogs. They've got a shot coming here from the corner. That one's off the back of the iron. McDuffie able to track it down. This is RBS trying to move it around.
Nice play.
Stolen and stepped on the baseline.
It was a good play to go and get in that passing lane. Reading it was Crawford, but it's interesting. Watch RBS here. They're trying to get those 3s by bringing a penetrator through the lane, and as soon as that help side defense comes, they're just kicking out to the shooter.
There's the bounce pass inside and up and in. A good pass and a good finish for Bailey Massengill. And now 4 different players have scored for RBS. It's 11-5 with 2:05 to play here in the first. Gordonsville at the other end, spinning in the lane. The left-handed shot is up and in for Mackenzie Herron.
Yeah, and that's one of the keys against this RBS defense. You got to get inside quickly and finish before they get set up there on that end.
Now McDuffie with it will throw it right side. Coach Dillard for Gordonsville barking out some instructions defensively. Massengill open again and knocks it down again. Sydney Massengill, the second 3 and the 4th of the first quarter for the Red Bowling Springs Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of getting open looks, and that's half the battle. You've got to deposit them through. They're playing great basketball in the half court.
Story trying to answer, and does so. Well, the offenses have come to life, despite Noah being in the gym.
I know. I mean, the curse is broken, apparently. A combined 24 points. Sometimes I don't see games get to 24 points.
14-10 here in the first. 1:11 to play in the first. Massengill again, a little bit short that time. Rebound tip out McDuffie. Kick it back out, top of the key, driving in, kick in the corner. Here is Bailey Massengill. She'll drive in, pull it back out. Around it goes, top of the key into the hands of Green. She'll cross over, off to McDuffie. Those bright purple shoes, Massengill on the right wing. Here's Bailey. We'll drive it back out to Sydney. Thought about the three for a second, and we'll go back out to Green. This RBS team pretty patient offensively.
Yep.
Really not taking a shot unless it's a really good one.
And Gordonsville's doing a good job within the zone of kind of sticking to your assignment, but it's when those penetrators have come through, when somebody's driven in, that's where it's broken down just a little bit. And with Red Bowling Springs really set on trying to take some threes, I wonder if that's an adjustment they may make.
McDuffie misfires. 22 seconds to play here in the quarter. Gordonsville trailing by 4. Bucket here would go a long way. Here's a kick out. On the left wing, driving it in, Herron, and she's going to be fouled. This will be 2 free throws coming here for the Tigerettes with 13 seconds remaining in the first.
It's a good first quarter of basketball in a district game. Again, your season's on the line now, so you got to throw it all out there. You got to play with full effort, and these two teams certainly are doing that so far. And if the game is anything like this first quarter's got, we're in for a treat.
Of course, it was this Gordonsville team, I believe it was last year, that took down Clark Range in the play-in game and kind of a surprise upset. Clark Range not making the region tournament for the first time in maybe ever.
Yeah, weird things happen. I'm telling you, getting into this into tournament play, especially in these standalone winner-go-home ball games, and weird things happen. And the gap simply wasn't big enough, as I mentioned pregame, between these two teams in the regular season to go just, oh, yeah, you chalk it up and a certain team's going to win.
Yeah, 11-point victory and then a 19-point victory after that. That three coming from RBS does not fall. The putback no good, and we have reached the end of the first. 14-12 at the end of one. A 2-point advantage for Red Boiling Springs. You're watching the 7 Single-A District Tournament play-in game on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Get your new year started in your new ride. With a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the all-new 2024 Chevy Trax and Silverado, Frontier Chevy is ready to get you into your next vehicle. View inventory online at www.kcchevy.com or stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway today. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Frontier Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network. Sonia Brown will be hosting an open house on her Deal of the Week this Saturday, February 17th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 1575 Brookdale Avenue in Cookeville, Tennessee. Experience the ultimate in-town living with this split-bedroom plan home featuring a spacious primary suite and private backyard. Enjoy the perfect blend of comfort and convenience with this 1,560 square foot home, complete with central air and natural gas heat and a tankless water heater. Don't miss out on this incredible deal. Join Sonia Brown Saturday, February 17th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Welcome back here at Livingston Academy, the site of the 7 Single-A District Tournament. Both boys and girls. We've got the girls playing game between number 4, Red Boiling Springs, and number 5, Gordonsville right now. 14-12 as we get started here in the second quarter of action. Red Boiling Springs lighting it up from outside. 4 threes in that first quarter, I should say. And Gordonsville did a good job. They got back into it with a made 3 and a bucket inside and then a couple of free throws at the end.
Yeah, to that point, you can feel like a game's really lopsided when those threes are falling, but Gordonsville did a great job of answering with some key buckets, got a 3 of their own, and now they're going to have the ball with a chance to tie or take the lead.
Well, you said it. You live by the 3, you die by the 3. Right now, RBS has missed their last couple, and Gordonsville has a chance to either tie or take the lead just 30 seconds into this second quarter. Here's Story with it. Around it comes off to Underwood. The shot rattled down no good, and RBS clears it away with 1 minute gone here in this second quarter. We'll have a lot more action coming across the UCR Media Networks in the coming days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday. All kinds of district action coming up. We have a ton of games coming up Friday night. Friday afternoon, I should say, starting at 4 o'clock.
A ton.
We still got to finalize all the channels and everything, but should be pretty fun.
Add more pages.
Yeah, well, deep one. That one's off the mark and a little bit deep. RBS now missing their last 3 threes and still a chance for Gordonsville. Well, the good thing is those games being played pretty much all at the same place. 7 AAA at Tech. Inside it goes here. And that one ends up going in and getting the foul. Ashlyn Naylor gets her second bucket. And we'll be at the line.
Ashlyn Naylor's got great size in there. That's a good touch off the glass. And again, it can feel really lopsided when you're raining in threes, but Gordonsville's done a great job of hanging tough, really executing in the half court, I think, pretty well so far. They've been decisive with the basketball, and again, right now, a fun little basketball game's happening.
Yeah.
In about 35 minutes, it's going to be really intense on this floor if this continues.
So Naylor will be at the line here to try to take the first lead of the game for the Tigerettes. Off the back of the iron, the rebound in the hands of RBS, and we are tied at 14 apiece. It was a great start offensively for RBS. Again, they won the 2 regular season matchups, 40-29 and 46-27. So a little bit more comfortable in that second one. Here is McDuffie on the left wing. She's hit a 3 off to Massengill. And around it goes.
And Gordonsville didn't finish particularly strong, Jacob. Sometimes, though, that little break you get, the few days, going from Friday to Tuesday is just enough for a reset. And they appear to me to be a little bit rejuvenated than we saw them as things aren't going your way in the regular season. But the end of that season, you get a reset point as you head into the tournament.
Well, they played Van Buren County on Saturday and only lost by 3, 62-59. That's a good Van Buren County basketball team. Here's a 3 from Polk that does not fall. That was Gordonsville talking about. For RBS, they played Gordon. Well, in their last game, they ended up falling to Watertown 46-25. That's a big win for Watertown. So after another missed shot by RBS, Gordonsville now a chance to take their first lead of the game with 5:48 to play here in the first half. Underwood at the free throw line, spinning, putting it up, and finishing. A little bit of contact in there. They let it go, and Underwood finds her first bucket, and Gordonsville leads it by 2.
That's a great finish. Whether it was on the arm or on the ball, she had to muscle it up through that, and she was able to do so, and now foul on the other end. But that's a great finish for Underwood. They are inside, and again, another example of one of these Tigerettes being really decisive as she drives into the lane. Timeout time here.
KK Roberts picks up her first, and full timeout taken by RBS. We'll take it with them. 5:30 to play here in the first half. 2-point advantage for the Tigerettes. You're watching the 7 Single A District Tournament presented by Hall Sports and Outdoors on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back out of the timeout. First timeout taken of the game by Red Boiling Springs. Trying to talk about some things. Foul was called. First foul called on KK Roberts for Gordonsville. Only their second foul of this first half. First foul of the second quarter. 1 foul apiece on either side. And a really nice return here by Gordonsville, trailing by about 5 or 6 points in that first quarter. Now leading by 2.
Yeah, we got ourselves a ball game for Red Bowling Springs. Again, there's been a lot of threes taken. There is room to operate in the interior. You see it here. Wonder if that's more of a point of emphasis.
Massengill inside, finishes with the left hand. Bailey Massengill's second bucket of the first half.
You don't get my coaching winning percentage without noticing some things like that, Jacob. It's way up there.
Big Upward Thunder game coming up on
gigantic
Saturday.
Revenge game. De facto championship game.
That one a little bit short. Underwood, a good offensive board off to Story for the jumper. That one's deep. And a good rebound that time by Massengill. Let the defense clear out.
And the one thing, those kids are sore today because they ran a lot of practice yesterday.
Got to keep them ready. You only get them once a week, right?
It's ridiculous. I need 5.
You wouldn't be able to do games like this.
Priorities.
On the left corner, back out. Massengill thought about it for a second. We'll throw off to Green.
So we have the Jacob Vincent.
We got Rusty Ellis out here tonight as well. We'll have pictures. Possibly some video coming up afterwards. Check out UpperCumberlandReporter.com. Goose is out in Gainsboro. Jackson County Monterey playing game. The boys playing game will be after that. I believe that is Monterey and Watertown.
It is. That one was tied, by the way. Jackson County Monterey midway through the second earlier on. That was a while ago, though. We'll see if we can get an update from Goose.
He said something about these playing games, especially playing games. They get weird. We're going to see that in 7 AAA on Friday.
And remember, these are 4-5 matchups, right? These are teams separated by 1 spot in the standings.
Miss at that end. Gordonsville now pushing. Tied up at 16 apiece. Story a 3. That one does not fall, just a little bit short. Yeah, in the district standings, it was the 2 wins for Red Boiling Springs. There are only 2 wins of the district season against Gordonsville. Gordonsville did not pick up a win And we're 4-23 overall. Red Boiling Springs 10-16 overall. But they were fairly close games, an 11-point win and a 19-point win for RBS in the regular season. We're able to take care of business against this Gordonsville team.
And Gordonsville is staying committed to this zone.
McDuffie trying to shoot over the
Big
top.
one.
Got it to rattle home. They hadn't hit one for quite some time, and the 8th grader finally gets it to fall for RBS.
She's going to be a special player. That's a big one, though. As you mentioned, hadn't gone down for a while. Gordonsville was kind of dictating the terms. You bury the 3, get back the lead, see if that changes things.
Story now on the left wing. RBS back in his zone, too. Underwood. So they changed some things up. Coach Pryor up and coaching for RBS on that far sideline. On the left baseline it goes. The jump shot does not fall from Story. And pulled out of there by Massengill with 2:50 to play here in the first half, and a 3-point advantage now for RBS.
I'm glad you mentioned her. I think Coach Pryor is one of the bright, young, up-and-coming coaches in the Upper Cumberland. I think she's got a really solid basketball mind. Her team plays so hard. They play really well. You've got 8th graders burying shots. I think she's got a bright, bright future on the sidelines.
Coach Tara Pryor, the Red Boiling Springs coach. Jake Dillard on the other side for Gordonsville as well. Massengill on the right wing. That one a little bit deep will sail out of bounds. And Gordonsville will have it back again, trailing by 3 with 2:22 to play here in the first half. RBS will make a sub.
If you're
that'll
watching,
be Allie Bates.
If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, make sure you like this stream and subscribe if you're on our YouTube channel. If you're watching on NFHS Network, we welcome you as well. No like button there, though. Maybe they'll add that.
This ball will sail out of bounds. That'll be RBS basketball going the other way. Good defense inside. Checking in for RBS, Emma Go.
At halftime, Jackson County leads Monterey 22-20 in that playing game in Gainsboro. So a good game happening there for Goose.
It's a Monterey team that has struggled this season as well. Jackson County beat them a couple times in the regular season. That's at Jackson County, too.
Throw the records out the window. It's a tournament time now.
1:52 to play here in the first half. 19-16 lead for RBS. They're going a little bit deeper into their bench. They get it inside here. Massengill kick it back out to Goad, who just checked in. A little bit short on the attempt. Story the rebound.
Watch out.
Underwood all the way ahead. Crawford's open. The power dribble went off her foot. She got it back. Now trying to create some space and stolen away by McDuffie. RBS was able to get back. There are the Lady Bulldogs again. Inside on the left block, McDuffie underneath. She falls to the ground, out of bounds, and they're going to say it's going to stay with RBS underneath.
Thought it was going to be a foul. No,
either that or Gordonsville basketball. I think you have to call the foul if you don't call Gordonsville basketball.
And I think that's exactly what Coach Dillard is saying as he's up on his feet.
Polk trying to inbound. Will throw it out top to Massengill. She'll bring it around to the free throw line. Hand it off. McDuffie another 3. Cashed it home again.
They're doing a fantastic job of getting to their spots. Wherever your hot spot is on the floor, that time she's right there at the top of the circle, and little handoff pass right into the pocket for the quick release 3.
Third 3 of the first half for McDuffie. Underwood trying to answer and does. Big shot there from Callie Underwood.
Gordonsville's answered every time they've gotten a haymaker from Red Boiling Springs. They stretch it to 6 a couple of times, and they come right down and rain in a 3 and will not go away. That's a big-time shot as well.
22-19, 40 seconds remain here in the second quarter. The right wing Go, trying to get it inside, stolen away. Crawford steps right in front in that zone.
Yeah, exactly right. She read that the whole way and jumped in front for the steal.
Now Underwood looks at the basket. Gordonsville a chance to tie it up here heading to halftime. 24 seconds. Skip pass. Manor on the left wing. The only junior on the roster. Threw it out top to Story. Story. Now back it goes. Manor in the corner. Takes the 3, and that one's a little bit deep. Rebound tracked down by Crawford. Kicks it back out with 10 seconds and turned it over. Couldn't get the pass into the hands of Story, and RBS will have it with 9.2 on the clock. Massengill checks back in. So does Josie Green. Here is Massengill. Off to Sydney. Now McDuffie for a deep triple. That one a little bit short. And we have reached halftime. 22-19. Good first half of action between RBS and Gordonsville in the 4-5 playing game on the girls' side. Halftime. Coming up next, you're watching the 7 Single A District Tournament presented by Hall Sports and Outdoors on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Crossroads Auction Group are the Upper Cumberland's auction experts. As a full-service auction company, they take your stress away every step of the way. Servicing the entire Upper Cumberland, the Crossroads Auction Group gets your property ready from cleanup, setup, picture-taking, up to the auction and beyond. They handle all auctions from estates, residential, farms, land, commercial, and everything else. For more information, visit crossroadsauctiongroup.com or call 931-644-7149 today. The Crossroads Auction Group are proud sponsors of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Steel Technologies has been part of the Rutherford County community for over 35 years. Their plants in Murfreesboro and Smyrna include over 150 teammates who process coils, metal sheets, and planks for customers across North America. Steel Tech's Smyrna and Murfreesboro plants are expanding, and they need teammates to join their team. With openings including machine and forklift operators, truck drivers, and more, they have the position for you with competitive wages and monthly bonus opportunities. For more information and to apply online, scan the QR code on your screen now. Steel Tech is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Steel Tech. Faith, family, Steel Tech.
Fire and Vine in Cookeville is the Upper Cumberland's home for delicious Chicago-style pizza, beef, chicken, fish, and more. Located in Cookeville's historic downtown district, Fire and Vine's food and atmosphere will keep you coming back for more. Take in stunning views with creative food and drinks on the rooftop. Fire and Vine is also home to the UCR Coaches Show on Tuesday nights. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Delicious Pan Pizza is Domino's best-kept secret. With locations in Smithville, Sparta, Livingston, Allgood, and 2 in Cookeville, delicious pan and hand-tossed pizza, pasta, and more is never far away. Use the Domino's app to take care of your game day eats today. Domino's is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
SwallowsInsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future, it's what we do. Get your new year started in your new ride. With a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the all-new 2024 Chevy Trax and Silverado, Frontier Chevy is ready to get you into your next vehicle. View inventory online at www.kcchevy.com or stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway today. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Frontier Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network. Sonia Brown will be hosting an open house on her Deal of the Week this Saturday, February 17th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 1575 Brookdale Avenue in Cookeville, Tennessee. Experience the ultimate in-town living with this split-bedroom plan home featuring a spacious primary suite and private backyard. Enjoy the perfect blend of comfort and convenience with this 1,560 square foot home, complete with central air and natural gas heat and a tankless water heater. Don't miss out on this incredible deal. Join Sonia Brown Saturday, February 17th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The Crossroads Auction Group are the Upper Cumberland's auction experts. As a full-service auction company, they take your stress away every step of the way. Servicing the entire Upper Cumberland, the Crossroads Auction Group gets your property ready from cleanup, setup, picture-taking, up to the auction and beyond. They handle all auctions from estates, residential, farms, land, commercial, and everything else. For more information, visit crossroadsauctiongroup.com or call 931-644-7149 today. The Crossroads Auction Group are proud sponsors of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Steel Technologies has been part of the Rutherford County community for over 35 years. Their plants in Murfreesboro and Smyrna include over 150 teammates who process coils, metal sheets, and planks for customers across North America. Steel Tech's Smyrna and Murfreesboro plants are expanding, and they need teammates to join their team. With openings including machine and forklift operators, truck drivers, and more, they have the position for you with competitive wages and monthly bonus opportunities. For more information and to apply online, scan the QR code on your screen now. Steel Tech is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Steel Tech. Faith, family, Steel Tech.
Fire and Vine in Cookeville is the Upper Cumberland's home for delicious Chicago-style pizza, beef, chicken, fish, and more. Located in Cookeville's historic downtown district, Fire and Vine's food and atmosphere will keep you coming back for more. Take in stunning views with creative food and drinks on the rooftop. Fire and Vine is also home to the UCR Coaches Show on Tuesday nights. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Delicious Pan Pizza is Domino's best-kept secret. With locations in Smithville, Sparta, Livingston, Allgood, and 2 in Cookeville, delicious pan and hand-tossed pizza, pasta, and more is never far away. Use the Domino's app to take care of your game day eats today. Domino's is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do. Get your new year started in your new ride. With a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the all-new 2024 Chevy Trax and Silverado, Frontier Chevy is ready to get you into your next vehicle. View inventory online at www.kcchevy.com or stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway today. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Frontier Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back here inside Livingston Academy. Second half about to get underway. Is a really good first half of action. 22-19, back and forth affair after RBS got out to a big lead. And for RBS, they had 6 triples in that first half. They were living and they were dying by the 3. Right now they're living and they're up by 3.
Yeah, they certainly are. And if they keep falling, Red Bull Spray is going to win this basketball game. If they don't, it could get really interesting. And see how the matchup changed. Looks like RBS is going to stay in the zone. I imagine Gordonsville is going to do the same. But the zone Gordonsville's running is leading to those open threes, so there may be a tweak or two in that halftime locker room for Coach Dillard.
Yeah, and getting word from Casey that it is actually Coach Allen now instead of Coach Pryor. She got married, so last name
My
changed.
apologies. Nice basket inside there for Gordonsville.
Ashlyn Naylor gets the bucket to go. Her 6th point of the contest and gets it back within 22-21.
Sorry, Coach.
Hey, it's still listed Pryor on the
It is.
TWSAA,
It is.
So we're going to blame it on that.
Yeah, always.
But we appreciate Casey letting us know as well.
Absolutely.
We'll see here from him a little later on this week.
Hey, have you seen his man cave?
Sweet.
He sent that picture of him
It is
watching the
sweet.
coaches show. That is awesome.
I told him I didn't know if I liked our faces being that big, but
Oh, I loved it.
Nice.
I absolutely loved it.
there's a big head joke in there.
Yeah,
somewhere.
there is. I dominated that screen.
Here is Gordonsville back with it, only trailing by 1 now, 22-21. Again, Gordonsville 4-23 on the season, 0-8 in
Who
district
cares,
play.
Jacob? They're 0-0 in the
I know.
postseason.
That's what I'm saying.
They are 0-0.
You said it. Throw the records out. They fell to RBS twice in the regular season, by 11 and by 19.
We've seen 6-win teams make the state tournament.
Yes, we have. Here is
Nice.
the bucket inside. Naylor gets it up and in, and they have a 1-point lead.
I love good basketball. That's great passing from the top of the key. You work it right wing side, and then Naylor gets to the spot inside. That pass has to be quick. Why I said nice, it was a very quick pass on the money for the easy 2. How does Red Bowling Springs respond?
Kick out Massengill. That's the other thing about this game. It's been a good basketball game. There's
doubt.
not been a lot of turnovers, not been a lot of fouls. Good block inside there. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay with RBS. And especially a lot of times in a 4-5 play-in game, you might have an ugly basketball game. That's not been this one. They've knocked down shots both inside and outside. They've moved the ball well. It's been good basketball.
No question about it. These two teams are playing well at this point in the season. And again, I think that reset could have been good for both of these two squads. To end the regular season and start with a clean slate, they're playing good ball.
Well, you got to think, too, the 3 teams above them are just really, really good basketball
No
programs.
question.
And solidified basketball programs. That ball out of bounds, good deflection, and Gordonsville's going to earn the basketball back.
Yeah, all 3 of those teams above them could make some serious noise
Yeah,
in this
especially
postseason.
that number 1 team up
No
there.
question about it. They're trying to get back.
That's who this team, the winner of this game, would play. 3 by Underwood on the way. That one misses a little bit short. RBS has it. McDuffie will give it ahead to Massengill now with 5:35 to play here in the third quarter. Gordonsville with a 1-point lead, 23-22.
That was a really nice rebound by McDuffie on the other side. She didn't have the size advantage, but she got to the right position. Great box out.
Give it back out. McDuffie again. You see a little bit more dribble drive here. They're still looking for those threes. Gordonsville not as much in that zone, and there's going to be a travel. Massengill couldn't believe it, but it will be a turnover and going the other way.
Yeah, that gather step, I think, happened a little bit sooner than she wanted it to, and that's why they got that quick trigger for the travel, but I think it's the right call. And, yeah, this I mentioned you can already feel a little bit in the gym, right? Now there's that midway, just before midway through the third quarter, things get a little more tense down there. You could start to see some more of those turnovers and kind of gripping the ball a little bit tighter down there as this one goes down the stretch.
Well, both these teams are also very young. Gordonsville is all sophomores. RBS has a lot of 8th graders. They've got sophomores, freshmen. They just brought in an 8th grader in Riley Bray, number 14, checking in at the bottom left-hand of your screen for RBS.
And don't forget, by winning this game, you don't only advance in this tournament, you advance to the region
Correct.
tournament. So you get several more games to your season, at least 3 more if you win this one.
That bucket up and in by Molly Story, and that's something Coach Dillard talks about with Rusty a lot, and saying if you win in this one, in the playing game, you're not guaranteed a region semi, but you're pretty close to it because this district is just so much better than 8 AAA, with the exception of East Robertson has a pretty good team. They beat Clay once this year.
And even then, I think either one of these two teams could beat that East Robertson team. Be tough, but certainly possible.
25-22 now after the good bucket by Story, a 3-point advantage for Gordonsville. Have only led by that 1 possession, have not led by 2, and it's going to stay that way. Good runner there by Massengill inside.
Yeah, and to that point, this is kind of the first time it's been real gut check time for Red Bowling Springs. They've kind of had the lead, or it's been tied throughout. They've answered it well so far.
Good defense that time. Story caught it, looked like she was going to be open, and then out of bounds it goes. It'll stay with Gordonsville underneath. The Stars are out. I see Coach Smith down there. Coach Rogers is down there today, doing some scouting coming up for Thursday.
We've got some really good coaches in this area, man.
Well, of course, the boys' consolation game. Not consolation game, play-in game coming up after this one. Clark Range and Clay County. Clark Range much improved offensively. They do give up a good amount of points defensively. Clay County playing a little bit better basketball. Beat a good Jellicoe team in their final regular season game. Gordonsville has it here. They lead it by one, 25-24. On the left wing it goes to Roberts. I beg your pardon, that was Heron. Here she is again. Heron penetrates, tried to bounce it off to Roberts and had it taken away. Josie Green with it. The steal by RBS, a chance to take a lead again. 3:33 to play here in this third quarter. Only one timeout taken from either side. It was RBS, so everybody's got timeouts left. Massengill dialing it up and knocking it down. Sydney Massengill from the left wing, her third three of the game.
Great answer by Red Bowling Springs. After Gordonsville takes that 2 or 3 point lead, they rattle back with 5 straight.
Story will give it inside, kick it back out. Underwood open for a shot. That one off the rim support, no. Rebound underneath, picked up by Story. Give it back out, around it goes. Underwood on the right wing, but picked off by Massengill. Massengill takes it herself, goes up with the left, and finishes. Sydney Massengill a bucket and a timeout taken by Gordonsville. 32nd timeout by the Tigerettes with 2:56 to play here in the third and a 4-point advantage just like that for the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, I mentioned a gut check time for Red Bowling Springs. You go down a little bit. How are they going to answer? They answer really nicely. 7-0 run. I think that's a really good timeout by Coach. He's trying to calm things down for his very young Tigerette squad, and it's still anybody's ball game, but this momentum has swung a little bit like a pendulum in the last couple of minutes in this third quarter.
Shout out to Livingston Academy for hosting the 7 single-A tournament as well. It's being actually hosted by Clark Range, but gym a little bit bigger here in Livingston and a little bit more centralized as well for all the schools in 7A, so you can fit more crowds in here. And crowds maybe not as big today. They're going to be huge coming up in the semifinals and then in the championship as well.
Yeah, no question about it. This is just the kind of precursor, the appetizer for this single-A tournament.
And this has been a really good game.
Yeah, it should be a good tournament on both sides. Talk about even a Pickett County team who just went down to Red Bowling Springs on the boys' side.
Yeah.
So anything can happen, as we've said many a times. This is going the other way.
So a turnover, and RBS gets it back coming out of the timeout. 29-25. Now maybe gut check time for Gordonsville. They've trailed for a little bit of this game, especially early on. They battled back, got a lead, and now they need a stop. 29-25 with 2:37 to play here in the third.
Final score, Jackson County defeats Monterey tonight 54-41, and they will face off against York.
So Coach Brown moving on into the region tournament with that play-in game winner. They're going to say this is out of bounds and Red Bowling Springs basketball again.
They need to talk about that one. That definitely was last touched by RBS.
Kind of a longer discussion as well.
Yeah, that's good officiating.
They will change it.
Very good officiating.
That's how it should be done.
No question about it.
So Gordonsville will keep it underneath. 2:25 to play here in the third quarter. Roberts will inbound it. Looking for a bucket here. It would go a long way. They trail by 4. Underwood inside. Story thought she took the bucket. It was a good thought, but Story was already turning around for the offensive board.
Yeah, and I think you're starting to see Gordonsville press just a little bit. They felt very relaxed for most of this game, just out there playing basketball, and for the last couple of minutes, feels like they are getting a little bit tense. We'll see if they can get out of that.
2:15 to go here in the third quarter. The offenses have slowed down just a little bit on both sides. Here is Bray with it for RBS. Off it goes McDuffie. Now Massengill around the corner. Had an open lane and then kicked it back out.
They're looking for threes.
Yeah. Now Massengill on the left wing. This is Bailey off to Green. Shot fake. Now McDuffie penetrates. Goes up. Couldn't get the finish. And the rebound down to Gordonsville. Underwood clears it away. 1:48 to play here in the third. This is Heron with it on the left wing. Roberts right back to Heron. Doesn't take the three. Penetrates inside. Now out to Story, over to Underwood. Standing on the right wing, and around it goes. Heron catches in the corner. 2 defenders come to. Deflected by McDuffie and out of bounds. It'll stay with Gordonsville on the near sideline. You said it. Looks like RBS starting to play with a little bit more confidence right now.
Yeah, they've loosened up in a good way out there. They're still in this run. Gordonsville's gone a little bit quiet. See if that changes.
Story. Kick out. Underwood around. On the left wing, here comes the shot from Heron, who knocks it down from the wing.
Big-time bucket there for the Tigerettes and gets them out of that rut just a little bit. They've been trying to get to that three-point spot, moving the zone enough, and that time a great pass right into the shooting pocket, and she makes no mistake. Heron with a nice bucket.
29-28, 1 minute to play here in the third. Grain thought about it for a second, puts it on the deck. Back cut by Massengill will now pass off McDuffie. McDuffie towards the middle of the court, hands it off to Bailey Massengill. Bailey will take it left side. 45 seconds to go in the quarter. She looks at the clock, puts it on the deck, We'll see if RBS maybe holds. Now underneath the basket, kick out Green. Doesn't take it. Out top, McDuffie. Massengill now. Good defense by Gordonsville.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job with the zone. A little bit more movement to it than they had in that first half.
Kind of a matchup style. 23 seconds. Still running it down. Deep Holt getting set to come in for RBS, but it might be after this quarter ends. 15 seconds now. RBS still with it. McDuffie dribbling it down. Coach Allen barking out some instructions. Here goes McDuffie. Hands it off. Massengill driving. Massengill swatted out of there by Story with 2 seconds. Three-quarter court heave is going to be short. Good defense by Story, and we've got a 1-point game as we head to the fourth. 29-28 in favor of the Lady Bulldogs. You're watching the 7 Single-A Girls Tournament play-in game presented by Hall Sports and Outdoors on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown will be hosting an open house on her Deal of the Week this Saturday, February 17th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 1575 Brookdale Avenue in Cookeville, Tennessee. Experience the ultimate in-town living with this split-bedroom plan home featuring a spacious primary suite and private backyard. Enjoy the perfect blend of comfort and convenience with this 1,560 square foot home, complete with central air and natural gas heat and a tankless water heater. Don't miss out on this incredible deal. Join Sonia Brown Saturday, February 17th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Fourth quarter underway here in Livingston. 29-28, a 1-point game here in the 4-5 playing game on the girls' side. The winner moving on to face Pickett County, the number 1 overall seed in 7 Single-A, the district tournament. RBS with a 1-point advantage right now. They beat Gordonsville in the regular season by 11 and by 19. But they got a close one right now, 29-28.
I have no clue who's going to win this basketball game. And usually we have a good idea. This one absolutely feels like it could go either way with a quarter to go.
RBS has hit a couple of big threes. Gordonsville's come up with a couple of big stops in the last few possessions. Here's McDuffie for a deep one. That one misses short, out of bounds, and Gordonsville comes up with the stop.
We've seen a tremendous adjustment, I think, by Coach Dillard as they're closing out on all the shooters now for Red Bowling Springs. They're going more to it feels more like a man set. A little bit of those matchup concepts, as you mentioned, Jacob. Got away with a travel there. And a timeout by Coach Dillard, who knows the makeup call was probably coming really quickly there. But, that's changed some of these looks as they went on that big run, reining in those threes. Now all of a sudden that tweak has made it more difficult on Red Bowling Springs to get those free looks. I wonder if we may see an adjustment by the Lady Dogs now, more of that penetration game and trying to finish as opposed to penetrating, looking to kick.
47 seconds into this final frame, 29-28, RBS on top by 1. Coach Dillard takes a timeout and trying to get something to go offensively here. They've had a couple of good defensive stands. They got to try to turn it into some offense now. Gordonsville trying to get back into the region tournament for the second straight year. Did it last year as well. They beat Clark Range here in the play-in game. That was a solid Clark Range team,
too. The world exploded.
Yeah.
It was a wild.
Into the corner it goes around top to Underwood.
I know a lot of these kids weren't the key contributors on that team, but some of these sophomores were freshmen then, and they were on the bench. So they know not to blink in these spots. And Red Bowling Springs, they're trying to hang on, and against a team that's kind of playing with house money, that can be dangerous.
Well, Underwood, she's played since her 8th grade year. I can remember her a couple of years ago. She has it here on the right wing. She's a sophomore, so she's played for 3 seasons. So they've been in the program. Story's played really well tonight inside. Around the top of the zone, here's the 3 from Roberts. That misses. Naylor had it inside, and then a foul called after Josie Green took it away.
Yeah, Naylor was going to have an easy putback there, just couldn't quite grasp it. Went through the hands, and big opportunity for Red Bowling Springs. Neither team's been up by more than 6. Gordonsville hasn't led by more than 3, Jacob. So it's been right here the entire game. It is right for the taking for one of these two squads.
Just the first foul of this fourth quarter called on Gordonsville. They've only had 3 called all game
long.
They're
letting them play. I love it. I absolutely love that.
And that's been pretty clean as well. Massengill inside, misses. hasn't been a terribly physical ball game from either side.
A lot of threes being taken.
Yeah. There's the pass inside. Good deflection out of bounds, and it'll stay underneath.
You're starting to feel it. You're starting to hear those feet hit a little bit harder. That hustle's getting harder as you're playing for your season, playing to get at least 3 more games.
Both these teams coming in 3-game losing streaks. Haven't won since February 3rd. This one would be big. Earn a region tournament berth. Here's a 3 from Roberts again. That one's off the mark, and a rebound on the backside by McDuffie.
I think she was surprised by how open she was. Took a little double clutch. But still was a good look.
Now deep Polk Green wide open for RBS. That one falls. Big one for the Bulldogs.
Big one indeed. Josie Green just gets to her spot, kind of leaks behind the defense. Nobody picks her up, makes them pay. Nice shot.
4-point advantage into the backcourt it goes. No whistle.
RBS touched it first.
And we got a jump ball.
Wow.
And that's going to be Gordonsville basketball.
Yeah,
so
it would have been a backcourt violation.
That
Jacob,
ended up perfectly for the Tigers.
Yeah, and one of the Lady Bulldogs went back and slid down 4, and that's when they tied it up for the jump. Coach was trying to get a timeout, but it was simultaneous possession.
5:30 to play here in the fourth quarter. 4-point advantage for the Bulldogs. Off to Underwood. Looks around. We'll bring it around the perimeter. Poke free, and we've got a foul called on Massengill.
Yeah, reach in there.
And the official is kind of putting a block out after that, too.
The ball went off of his foot, and the whistle came out, but he was calling the foul there.
So Bailey Massengill picks up her first. That is the team's first here in the fourth quarter. Both teams with just one. Roberts another 3. Can't get it to go. 3 straight she hasn't been able to get full. You can tell this Gordonsville team, they're starting to feel it. They're taking the open shots when they come. Heron, Underwood inside. Underwood puts it up a little bit short.
Defense.
And Polk a good, strong rebound. A foul called on Naylor, it appears.
Yeah, it's a great job in there, as you mentioned, by Polk to get that rebound. But on the shot attempt, she was able to use her frame to her advantage and get in the way without fouling. It was a really nice play.
32-28, 4:55 remaining in this one. The foul was called on Naylor. It is the team's second for Gordonsville. So 3 more would send RBS to the line. RBS moving it around here with a 4-point advantage. Massengill hands off to Sydney Massengill. Here is Green. Just hit that 3 from the top of the key. We'll give to Bailey now on the right wing. Trying to penetrate inside. Puts up with the left and can't get it to full. Good defense by the Tigerettes. Underwood will have it now going the other way. Up the court. Story thought about it. Puts it on the deck. Kick it out. Underwood's open. 3 on the way. A little bit short. Long rebound in the hands of Josie Green. And they turned it over. Green threw it to Massengill and over her head. RBS wanted a foul. There wasn't a whole lot there. She just kind of lost her balance.
Yeah, the defender was there, but I'm with you, Jacob. I don't think that was a foul. And RBS has been on the doorstep of trying to get that dagger as Gordonsville wants timeout, but haven't been able to finish it. And we'll see what happens out of this full timeout.
Full timeout on the floor. 4:12 to play in a 4-point ball game. Tigerettes have after this. You're watching the 7 single-A play-in game on the girls' side, presented by Hall Sports and Outdoors and the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do.
Welcome back here at Livingston Academy. A 4-point game, 32-28. RBS on top by 4. It is Gordonsville basketball out of the timeout. They have 2 timeouts left, trailing by 4 with 4:12 to play in the game. Trying to get some offense going here, down by the 2 possessions. Roberts inbounds, out top to Underwood. Over it goes to Heron on the left side. Give it right back to Underwood. Now Story. Got the pass off. Heron kicks to Underwood. Will penetrate left side. Puts up the floater off the window and in. Good bucket there by Callie Underwood.
Yeah, good job using the backboard, going high off the glass to finish. And again, RBS has had their opportunity to kind of throw the dagger in. Haven't converted yet. We're still up in the air.
32-30 now, a 1-possession lead for RBS. They've got the basketball. McDuffie Massengill now on the left wing. Again, we'll have Clark Grange and Clay County boys coming up next. That three misses inside. Sydney Massengill, the putback.
Tremendous play by Sydney Massengill to get to the inside following the shot. Gets the putback. That's a big-time play.
13 points tonight for the freshman. Almost came up with the steal. 3:19 to play. Still a 4-point lead. Haven't really been able to stretch it past 6. They kept it within a couple possessions, that being the Tigerettes. They've also led in this game inside. Heron, no. Naylor, put back, no. And then Polk rips it away. And a jump ball is called, got tied up. Good tie up there and a good rip away by Polk. Almost got it.
It was a great rip away. She sent her flying to the ground. Thankfully, everybody's okay. Polk's being a force right now getting those rebounds.
Possession arrow goes in favor of RBS, so they've got the ball in a 4-point advantage with 2:58 remaining here in the contest. Massengill walks it up as she looks at the defense. Drives it left side with Underwood on her on defense. Now Polk has had that size inside, but hasn't done a whole lot offensively yet.
I wonder if we're about to see some four corners being played.
They are kind of moving it around, back cutting underneath. Everybody's kind of out top right now. Now they switch it up. Hand it off. Massengill. 2:25 to go. McDuffie. Gordonsville does have 2 team fouls, so they've got 2 to play with. Josie Green just dribbling it around.
Yeah,
McDuffie with
they're
it.
going to have to foul.
2:09 to play. I think you start going now.
Yeah, RBS has no. They have no need or desire to take a shot here. They're trying to kill this clock down.
No one's called on Mackenzie Heron. It's just her first. That's a good thing for Gordonsville. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is in foul trouble.
Yeah, they're going a little defense, offense.
Manor comes in.
Naylor checks out.
And RBS wants a timeout. Talk it over. 30-second timeout taken by the Lady Bulldogs. They've got 3 timeouts left still. 34-30. They lead it by 4. 2:04 to play. That is the 3rd team foul called on the Tigerettes. So 2 more before they send RBS to the line. If you're Coach Allen right here, what are you drawing up to maybe waste some more time?
Yeah, I think you just saw a piece of that. RBS has plenty of ball handlers, and I think you're going to see just a lot of rotating around the world. You may send, as you've mentioned, a couple of back cutters in to see if you can get a wide open layup. You'll certainly take that, but you're not looking for any more threes. You're not looking for any quick shots. There's no urgency for you other than to protect the basketball. And for Gordonsville, with those fouls to give, knowing you're probably going to have to get into the foul game in this one, you're going to be super aggressive in trying to get a steal and send it the other way in transition.
34-30, 2:04 to play here in the 4th quarter. RBS out of the timeout, trying to get it in. That'll be a 5-second violation. Had a timeout to burn, didn't really want to use it, and they couldn't get the ball in.
Yeah, that was a really good job by Gordonsville to stick just like glue on your man. And now, huge possession in this one.
Gordonsville trails by 4 with 2 minutes to go. The winner moves on to play Pickett County. The loser sees their season come to a close.
Oh,
that's going to be an offensive foul. Massengill stepped in front, and Heron tagged with the foul. I'm going to say Massengill was in good legal guarding position, cut it off in time, and draws the charge.
Yeah, you don't have to be square to the basket to be in that legal guarding position. You just be in the way. Now we're going to see a little deja vu.
Yeah, there's some fighting going on right now.
Yeah, and the official's going to come and cut that down a little bit.
The RBS bench saw it.
What you're trying to do is prevent that easy release.
Yeah.
If you're the defender.
You're trying to get in between
And
them.
there's a lot of nasty things that happen in those pileups, I can say from experience, but you got to be a little bit discreet with it.
1:47 to play. Massengill ahead, 2 defenders around her. Trying to pass it off. Get it over to McDuffie. Wide open down low with Sydney Massengill. Couldn't get it to her. Now McDuffie drives, has a lane. Left hand is good and a foul. And McDuffie will be at the line for 1.
The thing that has eluded Red Bowling Springs, a 3-possession lead. They're on the doorstep of it. That's a great take. I mentioned if you have an open shot, you're going to take it. The ability to finish, and now the pivotal one, maybe, emphasis on maybe, could put it out of reach.
That is the team's 5th foul. And it will put McDuffie at the line for 1 shot to make it a 7-point lead. And it's good. 3-possession lead for RBS, 1:35 to go. McDuffie now with 12 points. Inside, McDuffie the steal. RBS has it. Gordonsville trying to get it back, and a foul given by Story. will send McDuffie to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, and you see this now for Gordonsville. They got to go so fast and feel like that lead's becoming more and more insurmountable that the mistakes start to pile up. They've been really impressive tonight. But I think you're seeing RBS, a little bit of that stability there. A nice free throw made and a little bit of experience as well starting to shine through.
Well, Zoe McDuffie is an 8th grader.
She's really good.
She's
I told you she's going to be a really special player. You got a good mix with this RBS team. There's just enough experience there with enough youth that kind of you don't know what you don't know, and they're finishing really well with another steal.
Another steal with 1:15 to play in a 9-point game. Got to go for steals if you're the Tigerettes. You got to be aggressive.
Yeah, I don't know if Coach Dillard maybe sees it on the wall
Here
a little
comes
bit.
a double team. It's kind of the last-ditch effort right now.
He's
and there's
calling
a
for the
foul. Underwood picks up her first. It's going to send Bailey Massengill to the line for 2 shots, who's got 6 points tonight. It's a 9-point lead for RBS with 1 minute to play.
And if this RBS team does hold on to win this one, they're dangerous. They're absolutely dangerous. And whether, Pickett, who's doing Pickett things, wins, when they get into the region tournament, they can beat an East Robertson, certainly in the first round of the region tournament. Now, are they a state championship team? Probably not. But in a one-game affair, they can shoot the ball well enough to put the fear of anything into a team.
Heron misses on the 3 with 50 seconds to play. Story threw it back out top. If RBS holds on, they will be moving on to play Pickett County Thursday at 6:30 in the first semifinal game of the night on Thursday on the girls' side. Second one will feature Clay County and Clark Range.
I think the best part about this for RBS is they didn't blink. When Gordonsville hit them with that haymaker to go up 3, they answered right back. They didn't have any of that feeling sorry for themselves. They didn't slow down. They finished strong.
Well, that's what you can't do. Up by 11, commit a foul. It's only the team's 3rd with 33 seconds to go.
Hey, we got a good crowd tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Helps us out a whole bunch. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube.
Got another game coming up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Underwood will take the 3. A little bit short. Rebound to McDuffie, and that might do it. We'll see if Story or the rest of the Tigerettes give a foul. They do send a double team. McDuffie around Manor will commit a foul. It'll be Manor's first with 22 seconds to play. It sends McDuffie to the line again. The 8th grader has been great. 14 points tonight to lead the way for RBS. Chance to tack on a couple more. Definitely in line for the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game as she knocks down another.
And the final score is going to be more lopsided than this game was, but still closing out really well. And, yeah, just for an 8th grader, man, she's going to be special.
She can shoot the basketball. She is now 5 of 5 from the stripe. 13-point lead for RBS. Here's Heron. Heron on the left baseline and got bumped with 15 seconds to play. It looks like Dee Polk picks up her second foul, only the team's 3rd. So they still have another foul to give, but they're up by 13. Gordonsville gets it in. Underwood open for a 3. That one misses. Rebound underneath McDuffie. Do have to bring it across, but that should be it. McDuffie into the front court, passes off to Massengill. Massengill will dribble it out. 3 seconds, 1. And the final score, 43-30. Red Boiling Springs wins it by 13 in the play-in game. They move on to face number 1, Pickett County, Thursday night at 6:30. And Noah, you said it. Big win by RBS. They took the punches of Gordonsville through the first 3.5 quarters, and they were able to end it well.
Yeah, you wouldn't have known that Gordonsville had won 4 games this entire season. The future is clearly there for this Tigerettes team. They're very young, but in the end, you saw Red Bowling Springs just have a little bit too much to handle in this one. A nice job showing that mental toughness for Red Bowling Springs. They advance on, not only in this tournament, they punched their ticket to the region tournament, so a very important win for the Lady Dogs as they're going to play several more games this season.
43-30 the final score. Will bring you the final tally on both sides. Big thing in that fourth quarter, Gordonsville only scored 2 points. It was a 1-point game entering the fourth quarter. Gordonsville only mustered 2 points in that final frame. 7 points from Callie Underwood, 7 points from Mackenzie Heron, 8 apiece from Molly Story and Ashlyn Naylor. On the other side for Red Boiling Springs, the 8th grader Zoe McDuffie leads the way with 16 points, made 3 triples in the first half. 13 points from Cindy Massengill, the freshman, 8 points from Bailey Massengill, the senior, and 6 points from Josie Green, the other senior, as well. Noah, Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game?
Zoe McDuffie. She's
Okay.
the best player on the floor, and she's an 8th grader. She's going to be really, really good. And because she's just an 8th grader, she's going to score a metric ton of points in her high school career. She is a really, really good player, and she is without a doubt the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game.
Red Boiling Springs moves on in the 7 single A tournament. They will face Pickett County Thursday night at 6:30 with a win tonight, 43-30. Gordonsville sees their season come to a close. A final record of 4-24 and 0-8 in district play. They fall tonight in the play-in game, the 4-5 play-in game against Red Boiling Springs. Coming up next, we'll have Clerk Range and Clay County on the boys' side. 4 against 5. The winner moving on to face Pickett County.
New stream. So make sure this one will end. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with a new stream here on the Facebook page.
All right, that'll do it for us here on the first game. RBS moving on. Gordonsville sees their season